Hello diners and friends, welcome back to Solo Dining with Kara Marie. Today we'll be making stuffed lobster tails and macaroni and cheese. I'm preparing the lobster tails. It was a task, but I'm trying to pull it apart and make sure that lobster meat is on the outside of the shell the way I want it. Get started on the next one. I'm making two lobster tails because it's just me, and these are small lobster tails. I got them on sale. They were $6 per tail over at Kroger. And so I decided I'd come home and make me some stuffed lobster tails. That little sucker wanted to give me problems, but it's going to be okay. Come on out of there. Stop hiding from me. So I got these prepared, and I'm going to wash them in cold water. Get them clean. Okay, now that they've been washed, I'm just going to season them with a little bit of melted butter. And I put some parsley in there as well. A little bit of garlic. A little bit of garlic, parsley, and all that for a nice little seasoning. I'm going to put these in the oven. I'm putting some Chef Power Prudhomme seafood seasoning, seafood magic on there. And I'm going to put these in the oven for about 5 minutes so that they can cook. Okay, so I'm getting started on my stock for my macaroni and cheese. And I'm using lobster base. So that's 1 tablespoon of lobster base. And I'm going to use 2 cups of water. And I had some lobster shells from before that I had been put. I had them in the freezer, and so I got those out, and I'm going to use those for stock along with the lobster base. I'm going to use this stock several times. Okay, we have the lobster tails out of the oven, and they will be ready to be stuffed when I'm done doing everything else. Okay, so now that this stock is ready, the lobster stock is ready, we'll drain it because that's important. It's just as good as gold right there. Yeah, look at that. It's seasoned, well seasoned now. hmm Pour that back in the pot. Liquid gold. And we're going to get the macaroni in there. So cook the macaroni in that stock. Now that the macaroni is done, we still want our stock because we're not done with it. We're going to keep using that because, like I said, it's our liquid gold. And then it has the starch from the macaroni in there as well. So we're going to set this aside for now because we're still doing other things. Actually, I pan fried some shrimp. Well, I'm going to pan fry some shrimp through the magic of filming and editing. So I add my butter to the pan, about 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to this too. A little bit of minced garlic. There's that garlic. And now we can add the rest of the shrimp. I'm using this shrimp. Some of the shrimp is going to go for the stuffing for the lobster tails. So I'm going to, after I'm done getting these cooked, I'm going to chop a few of those up for the lobster tails. I didn't want to cook them all the way through. It's going to cook the rest of the way inside of the macaroni and in the stuffing for the lobster tails. Okay, I added just a little bit more butter to the pan, and now I'm getting ready to make the roux for the macaroni. And now, that seafood stock that we were saving, and we're going to use that to finish off this sauce. So I'm going to strain it. I may have done something backwards, but you get the gist of it. You get the gist of it. It's all coming together. I'm adding some heavy cream to that sauce. A lot of times when you're doing these things, it doesn't seem to all come to work out like you plan, but it still ends up coming together in the end. I'm adding pepper jack cheese. Also, I'm adding a little Gruyere cheese, a little bit of Velveeta, melt and dip, nice and cheesy, whichever one you choose. But I definitely want to get that in there to have a little bit more creamier consistency for my mac and cheese. And there's that pepper jack. And save the rest of that cheese for later. For our topping, that's Kobe Jack that I'm saving for later. All right, let's doctor this macaroni up. Put some shrimp over there from where we cooked earlier. Adding shrimp. And a little bit of parsley. It's dried parsley. And now I'm going to add the cheese sauce. It is really nice and creamy and rich. Seasoned too. Well seasoned from that seafood, that lobster stock. I like to put it in a cast iron pan. This is a 7-inch cast iron pan. Perfect for one person, a solo diner. Absolutely perfect for this. I use 1 cup of macaroni, and that's large elbow macaroni that I used. So I did use 1 cup, and that's all of that 1 cup. And the shrimp, and I had planned on putting a little bit of that lobster tail with it. I had an extra lobster tail. I was going to put some of that meat in there, but I chose not to. And so just give this a nice little topping of the Kobe Jack cheese, because that's going to make it finish perfect. And if you choose, you can add breadcrumbs to this. And I don't want to do all of that. I just want this nice, creamy, yummy, seasoned, well seasoned all the way through. And I don't want that topping, but some people like that crust on there. Um, I don't prefer that. I prefer it this way. Put a little bit of Monterey cheese I had on there as well. So I got Kobe Jack, Pepper Jack, and Monterey Jack on there. And that's oven ready. And there's the finished product. Nice and bubbly. Okay, now it's time to get started on that stuffing for the lobster tails. So I got a little bit of mayo that I'm starting with. A little mustard. Dijon. Dijon mustard. And then a little bit of garlic. A little bit. Gotta spice those taste buds up a little bit. I don't want to add a lot of salt, so I'm just adding lemon pepper by dash. You know, there's no salt in that. So, little Worcestershire sauce. It don't quite roll off my tongue like it could. Worcestershire sauce. And then a little bit of hot sauce. A little bit of hot sauce. Squeeze this little lemon here. A little bit of paprika. I mean, not know what a difference it's going to make, but hey, it's in there. Got me some Chef Power Prudhomme seafood magic. Love that stuff. I buy it by the canister. hmm And this is, I think that's a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Might be a little bit of that slap somebody. Yeah, that's what it is. A little bit of slap somebody. And now we're going to add this little uh, Old Bay with garlic on it. Garlic, it has a little bit of garlic in it too. And throw those little diced shrimp over in there. And there's that claw crab meat that I'm using. Because lump crab is so expensive. And child, my budget from the whatever, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I like to buy things and I like to cook things on a budget. I had some crackers that I got, the little butter crackers or Ritz crackers, however you call it. As you know, I bought the generic brand. Oh, I love budgeting things, but I think if I was rich, I'd probably still do some things on because you can make things taste good. It doesn't even have to be expensive. I found affordable ways to make delicious foods. If you know how to season your foods and you know how to take care of some of those things and finagle some of those ingredients, child, you can make anything taste good. So, but anyway, the stuffing is ready to go on these lobster tails. I want a pallet mile high because, ooh, but I have two, so there's no need for me to be greedy. Yeah, this is a hearty meal. I'm a woman of size, so I can put away a little bit of food. Um, and these tails are delicious. You just go ahead and make you some too for tonight, especially if you can find some good tails on sale. And I got them on sale. They always say, Karen, what you eating today? I'm eating whatever's on sale. I can go in the grocery store and I be headed in there for one thing and I see a whole lot of stuff on sale. I put back whatever I was going to get. I remember one time I went in Kroger and they had whole fryers and they look good too, y'all. Whole fryers on sale for $3 a chicken. And I emptied my basket and put all those in there and came home and dropped them in the deep freezer. Because how often are you going to find that whole fryers, good fryers, for $3? I even took a picture of it because I said, ain't nobody going to believe this. But yeah, I came home and stuffed my deep freezer with that. And I do that often whenever I see sales on meat, you know. I go ahead and stuff my deep freezer with it. And that way I have plenty of that. And that's the way I've always done over the years. Yeah, now we got that tail stuffed, and I done ran my mouth, and then I put some shrimp on there on the outside, and now I'm just giving a little bit of butter on there, a little bit of garlic butter that I made up again, another, and now the tails are done, 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 done. Now, I always tell y'all my plating skills may not be all that because I am not a professional. But it's still gonna eat good. It's gonna eat good. There, drizzle some more of that butter on there, that herb butter. Yeah. Whew, child. Y'all already know, right? You already know that's gonna be delicious. And now we got some of that piping hot macaroni and cheese with the shrimp in there. Ooey and gooey and yummy. Look at there. I should have got a better close up of that. A nice little money shot. I hope this inspires you guys to go ahead and make you something similar to this. I appreciate you guys for joining me today on Solo Diner. See you next time with another video. Have a great day.